You see they're dry. You see there's no marrow in the bone. You see they're scattered all over the valley. They ain't even full skeletons. I mean, the bones are scattered all over the valley. They're just bones. But answer me a question, Ezekiel. Can these bones live? Ezekiel answers the only way he knows how to answer. Lord, you know. Critical race theory was born out of critical legal theory. Am I teaching y'all something today? There emerged two common beliefs linking all critical race theories. First, white supremacy has subordinated black people and other people of color. That's just a fact. How in the world are you going to fight against that being taught in any school? White supremacy has subordinated black people and other people of color. That's a fact. Why don't you want that to be taught in school? You let your schools teach us that Columbus discovered America. That's a lie. You let your schools teach us that George Washington couldn't tell a lie. That's a lie. You let your schools teach us that some slave owners were beneficent and good slave owners. There were no good slave owners. Anybody who owned people was evil. That's a lie. You let your schools teach us that Abraham Lincoln was good for Negroes. No, Abraham Lincoln was trying to save the Union. And Abe Lincoln himself said if he could save the Union and keep black people in chains, he would do it. That's a lie. Come on, somebody. You let them teach us about a white Jesus. You let them teach us that Native Americans were the aggressors. Come on, somebody. That white folk had a manifest destiny and that the pilgrims were good to Native Americans. That's a lie. All day, every day, you let them teach us lies. All throughout my history in school, I was taught lies. But you got a problem with critical race theory because it teaches the truth that white supremacy has subordinated black people and people of color. The right to bear arms. Let me just back up a little bit and let me take you on back to the late 1960s when Ronald Reagan was the governor of California. And they were oppressing black folk, and a group of men and women known as the Black Panther Party decided that they were going to defend the rights of black folk. And the Black Panthers decided that the Second Amendment wasn't just for white folk. So they strapped themselves with guns and showed up at the Capitol in California. And when they saw them Negroes with guns, come on, somebody. That's why I say if you ever really want to get gun laws changed, just strap all these Negroes up. They'll change them laws before the week is over. When the Black Panthers, watch this. I want you to read the California legislator passed what was called the Mulford Act. It was a gun control act that decided who could get guns, who couldn't get guns, what could be in your background, what couldn't be in your background. It was the first time in history that the National Rifle Association, the NRA, supported restrictive gun legislation, all because black folk had the nerve to get strapped. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, go get strapped. Amen, somebody. Y'all gonna say Bishop told us to get strapped. I said it. Go get strapped. It just got real quiet up in here. But y'all already know I'm a triple P. Amen. Y'all know what a triple P is, right? A pistol packing preacher. Amen, somebody. Hey, family, good morning. Happy Friday to everybody that's out there on social media. You know it's Friday, so you know I rock a little bit of jazz in honor of State Rep Ben Swan. And y'all can't hear it because they'll cut the stream off on Facebook. So you can go to WTCCFM.org, or you can go to iHeartRadio, or you can go to TuneIn Radio if you want to hear this part of it. All right, y'all. Good morning, good morning, good morning to everybody who's on the book, everybody who's on YouTube. I haven't flipped the gram on yet. I'm gonna get the gram on shortly. Take care now. I'm gonna get. I'm getting the Twitter space in. Let me get the Twitter space in. I got them. Now this is going to be interesting because this is the first time ever I've done Twitter space with video. Wow, interesting. It's going to be an interesting morning because I'm kind of breaking new ground here. We've never done Twitter space with video, so this is a new one. Rep your city, rep your town. Let me know where you're chiming in from. All right, I got Otis Redding in the background, y'all. Little tenderness. Try a little tenderness. I gotta get Instagram on though. I got to get the gram on. I gotta get the gram on, y'all. Not fair to not have the gram on yet. So let me get the gram on. There we go. Peace to the gram. All right, I got the gram on. This is interesting. This is interesting. Twitter space by video. Good morning. Anticipating. Again, I got a little jazz playing that I can't play over the air because y'all already know. Y'all know how Facebook get down, cutting people's streams off. Today I'm talking about these racist dog whistles. You know, they were calling the mayor of Baltimore the DEI mayor. We'll tell you what all that means. Some of y'all already know what it means, but it makes it easier. So all I can give you, just a little piece, just a little snippet. I'm gonna throw some on in a minute that you can listen to. Try a little tenderness. Don't tease.
Y'all like, Bishop, why you teasing us like that? Let's get it, y'all. Rep your city, rep your town. Let me know where you are chiming in from. We getting ready to go live. 90.7 WTCC. Good morning and welcome to the Black Love Experience right here on 90.7 WTCC, WTCC HD1. It is Friday. Good morning to you. Happy Friday, TGIF, all that stuff. I want to thank Elder Rick Robinson for bringing us up until the 9 o'clock hour. You can hear Elder Robinson and Deacon Ernie Johnson bring you the best in gospel music every single Friday morning from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. A great way to end your work week and to drive you right into the weekend. And the weekend is here. It is Resurrection Weekend. It is Good Friday. Happy Good Friday to each and every one of you. Listen, we've got two worship experiences happening at Spring of Hope this weekend. Tomorrow morning at our Vermont location, tomorrow at Spring of Hope, 29 South Street, Brattleboro, Vermont. We will be in our resurrection worship celebration. Our guest speaker is the pastor, Anthony Roberson, New Beginning, Church of God in Christ. Um, Looking forward to hearing a word from him on tomorrow and to celebrate with the saints in Vermont. And then on Sunday morning, right here in Springfield, 35 Alden Street, we will have our Resurrection Sunday worship celebration. So you can join us at either one of those. Love to see you, love to have you. Looking forward to having you with us in either one of those settings. It will be our distinct pleasure to have you rocking with us, okay, at Spring of Hope Church of God in Christ. The brick church right there at Six Corners, okay? There's prayer, praise, and preaching. We're building better tomorrows by changing lives today. So happy Friday. Happy Friday. Welcome to the Black Love Experience. Today, we're going to talk about these racist dog whistles. Um, um, our prayers go out to the families of those affected by that terrible tragedy um, with the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore. Um, for those persons who have yet to be found or rescued or who are presumed to be deceased, um, just a horrible, horrible tragedy. And Baltimore has a young brother who's under 40 years old, who is the mayor of the city, a brother named Mayor Brandon Scott. And he's been wading through this tragedy. He declared the state of emergency. He's been wading through this tragedy and helping the city get through what's going on. And of course, all of the bigots um, jumped in and started calling him the DEI mayor and putting all these memes up, racist memes and all of that, because white America can't stand to see black success. They for whatever reason, they can't stand to see black success. They cannot stand to see this young black man thrive and run a major American city. So they've got all these dog whistles. Now it's DEI. You know, um, just a little while ago it was what was it? A little while ago it was CRT. So it's always something. It's always something that is basically code word for the N word. We know what they want to say, but they don't have the guts to say it. They're a bunch of cowards. They're a bunch, just like the people who call me and call other activists and make threats on their lives and stuff like that. I think I posted one that came in yesterday, and I get these all of the time. They go on these sites and they find out your cell phone numbers and stuff, and then they try to use your information to threaten you. Do you live at such and such an address? And that kind of stuff, and basically tell you better shut up what you're saying, yada yada yada, so on and so forth. Just cowards. Cowards is exactly what they are. And my thing is, you know what? Be bold about it. If you want to call somebody the N word, just call them the N word. Don't you don't need to use DEI, or you don't need to use CRT. You don't need to just go on and let it all hang out with your racist self. Go on and say what you're saying. Okay? If you saying I'm mad because this N word is the mayor, then say that. What boy, they always hiding behind something. Anyway, rep your city, rep your town. Let me know where you're chiming in from. 413-736-2781. 413-736-2781. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back. All right? Keep it locked. Right here on 90.7 WTCC FM. We'll be right back. Remember what your mama said. All right, y'all. Rep your city, rep your town. Let's get into it. I don't know how I'm gonna work this thing with this. I guess I can put it right there. All right, that's better. This is interesting. This Twitter space with video. This is a new one on me. But good morning to you. Peace. Give the right attitude. You can be anything you wanna be if you believe. Mama told me don't be lazy. Mama told me don't act crazy. Mama said never hit a lady. Treat a lady right. Treat a lady right. Okay, I see Albany, New York. Them Carolinas, Maryland. That's right. Say it with your whole chest. That's what I'm talking about. All right, come on now. Where y'all come? Where y'all chiming in from? Let me see where y'all coming from. Chicago, Dallas. I see my baby girl. Good morning, baby. Another Chicago. Houston's always checking in first and foremost. Another Dallas. All right, Dallas up in the house. Dallas trying to compete with Houston today, boy. There's another H-Town. Raleigh, North Carolina, St. Petersburg, Florida. All right, good morning. Come on now. Rep your city, rep your town. Don't be shy. Let me know where you're coming in from. All right, we finna get it.
You say you so
Let's
loud,
go, y'all.
Black women are loud and crass. What? And your precious white woman is the epitome of class? Are you so blind that you cannot see? That
Pale girl child ain't got nothing on me.
For hundreds of years, we have stood by your side, accepted your flaws and allowed you your pride, bore your children and cleaned up your mess.
All right, come on, rep your city, rep your town. Where y'all coming in from? Come on, let's go.
Stayed in the background and allowed you to lead, trusting in your strength and ability to succeed. Never getting the praise and credit we deserve, but having the courage, the will, and the nerve, for being the backbone that has kept it together for you and our children in all kinds of weather. And now suddenly you say we're not good enough for you.
All right, let me see where y'all at in this. I see y'all in the Twitter space.
Well, where was
Louisville,
that when that white man you
Kentucky.
was cracking the whip? In the boardroom,
All right,
the
let's go, Atlanta. I
by
see you,
his side,
Sapphire,
didn't say a
ATL.
word, waiting for her own chance to
Let's
rule
get
over
it.
her. And now it's her you turn to and treat like a queen, and me and my sisters you choose to demean. Well,
The Negro Black Knight. What's up, brother? New London, Connecticut, in the hizzy.
A few things I need to remind you about us. A more beautiful creature God never made than an African woman, no matter her shade. High yellow, red bone, or cocoa brown, we are more than worthy of wearing a crown. Ebony, mocha, or black as the night, it is we who have always shared in your plight. We are.
All right, let's go, let's go. Where else we got up in here?
A more generous heart you'll never find than the one that beats inside the body.
Harpswell, Maine. Wow.
Loving, giving woman you've ever seen.
Maine up in here.
Forgive until there's little left.
ATL up in here.
To put up our guard to avoid your theft.
Okay, Maine. My fellow New England state.
Nature of our soul.
Let's do this.
Who are just playing a role. And you wonder why some of us act as we do? Take a look in the mirror, because the answer
is you.
It's not enough that the white man has always tried to keep us down, but our own men act as though they love to see us drown.
I'm loving this video on Spaces. About time they caught up.
We're out here alone with a million things we juggle.
Let's go.
Raising the children that black men leave behind and dealing with the racism of the daily corporate grind. Damn, it's no wonder some of us are loud.
You're just trying to be heard.
In a world where everyone, including our men, ignore our every word. Where are the brothers who understand a black woman's worth? Right here, who will protect and stand by us, for we
let's get it
of this earth. We birthed you, raised you, and showered you with love. It was we who taught you to love your creator above. We gave you all we had and taught you to be men. Open your eyes, it is us, your black sisters.
Not Bo Derek's kind.
Who rate a perfect 10. And one final word for the sellout to
claim to be brothers.
When you turn your back on us, you disrespect your mothers.
Did you hear that? 90.7. Response to the sellout. That's Rhonda Swan. Anywhere they stream music, you can check it out. Okay. 90.7 WTCC FM, WTCC HD1. Good morning to everybody who is up in here from everywhere. Y'all been chiming in from exactly where y'all are from. I appreciate that. Always love to know where my listeners are chiming in from. So of course I got Houston, Texas in the hizzy. Houston is always like the first ones to chime in. They just be on it. They just be in here, you know. So I say, you know, radio, somewhere else, it's gonna be in Houston, because Houston is always showing. Much love. I got Dallas in here too today, boy. Yeah. I got Dallas up in here deep today. I got Chicago up in here. I got Maryland up in the building. I got St. Petersburg, Florida in the building. I got Raleigh, North Kakalaki up in the building. Man, Dallas. Boy, Dallas trying to give Houston a run for their money. Chicago's up in here too, y'all. Chicago is up. And you know who else is up in here? Deep today, Atlanta is up in here on Facebook, on YouTube, on the gram, and in the Twitter space. Okay, they up in here. Let's see who else we got in here. Another Atlanta. uh I got Maine in the house, y'all. Maine is in here. My fellow New England state is in here. Good morning from California. I guess they're going to represent the whole state. Fort Worth, Texas is in the building. New Orleans, Louisiana is up in the building. The Boogie Down Bronx is in here today on the gram. Harpswell, Maine is in here. London, England is in here. Atlanta's in here. Albany, New York is up in the building. Them Carolinas. I guess they repping both of the Carolinas. Maryland again, the whole state, repping the whole state of Maryland up in the building. Boston, Massachusetts is in the building. Quebec, Canada is in the building. Johannesburg, South Africa is in the building. Let me see. I seen some folks check it in over on in the Twitter space. I got Louisville, Kentucky up in here. Atlanta is up in here. My man, the Negro Black Knight Heritage Club from New London, Connecticut is up in the building. Good morning to everybody from everywhere showing love from across the globe up in here today. Good morning. 413-736-2781. 413-736-2781 is the number if you want to chime in on the discussion. Forever and a day, ever and a day, ever and a day. Bostrop, Texas. Okay, Bostrop, if I'm saying that right. Beantown, I see you, Beantown. Up in the house. That's Boston for those of y'all outside of Massachusetts that don't know what we mean by Beantown. Good morning, Beantown in the building. Another Atlanta up in the building. Forever and a day, you know, when they could just use the N-word, they just called us by the N-word. When it became unacceptable to say it out loud, they switched to code words, what we call racist dog whistles, which they use instead of the N-word. You know, like thug. You know, when you hear Donald Trump talk about these thugs when he's referring to Black Lives Matter protesters, he means niggers. That's what he means. He didn't refer to anybody on January 6th as a thug. That's what they mean. That's code word for the N-word. And they got a lot of them. We're going to go over some of them. They got a lot of them. The most recent one that they use now when referring to black people is DEI. DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. DEI, that is the new N-word. When you hear them say DEI, that's what they're talking about. Okay? That's what they're talking about. Make no mistake about it. That's exactly what they mean. It's just like a couple years ago, it was CRT, critical race theory. When they said critical race theory, they basically saying niggers. It's a slick way to oppose anything to do with black people without saying the N-word. But we know what they're saying. We know exactly what they're saying. I seen somebody up in here with who's tripping. You might have already got to him. Get that clown. Hey to my grandbabies, get that clown out of here. Talking about Trump 2020, whoever that clown is. Um, anyway, so they have these dog whistles, these cold words, and so when that tragedy happened in Baltimore with Francis Scott Key Bridge collapsing after it was hit by a cargo ship, Mayor Brandon Scott has handled this great tragedy with dignity, class, empathy, intelligence. And racist white folks just can't stand the fact that they had to keep turning on their TV and see a black man in charge. You know, when 9/11 happened in New York and Rudy Giuliani was on TV all the time, they had no problem with that. Or any number of tragedies that have happened in various cities and towns across America where white mayors were in charge. They had no problem, with none of that. But one where they have to listen to a black man, that's problematic for them. It's problematic for them it's like it triggers something, particularly in racist white men, to have to look at a black man who's in charge. That's triggering to them. It really is. When you grow up your whole life thinking you the cat's meow, thinking that you are the best thing since sliced bread and all of that, it's hard for you to look at a black man being in charge. That's a problem. That's a problem for them. I get it. And they're cowardly. It's just like this coward, who I just put on the blocked list, clown. This is like this coward, the warden, who's playing on my stream. That's how they do. They come under pseudonyms and fake names, and they come under pseudonyms and fake names, and they talk smack on social media. They make anonymous telephone calls, all of that stuff. They hide behind fake names. They hide. They always hide. That's the thing about. Have you ever noticed, for people who actually think that they're superior and all that kind, if you think, like one of our listeners said, say it with your whole chest. That if you think you're superior, if you think you all that, then why be scared to stand on your words? I see you, Pennsauken, New Jersey. Why be scared to stand on your words? But they're always hiding. You ever notice that? Even when calling us niggers and treating us a certain way was the order of the day, even in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, they still hid. You notice that? They put on sheets to hide their faces. Social media is the new white sheet. It gives a bunch of racists. And I promise y'all, a bunch of these folks are judges, lawyers, police officers, teachers, business owners. Yeah. Hiding behind fake names and pseudonyms on social media and getting out all of their pent up racism, because it's not acceptable to use their own name and say it out loud and own it. So they come under things like the warden and jump on the social media stream of my radio show and say a bunch of racist stuff to black people. It's like they shoot their load. Like they've been waiting for this opportunity to call somebody a nigger. And they shoot their load. It's what they do. Good morning, caller. It's what they do. That's how they get off. So when they call, my telephone, and Bishop Despry Bell, good morning, my good friend. When they call my telephone and make threats, that's them shooting their load. They're too cowardly to own it. Some of them. Most of them are too cowardly. Now, some of them are in positions of power and they can say it full-throated because they know that there's very little that you can do to touch them. So when the Elon Musk of the world, who's insanely rich and ain't not much you can do to him, the arrogant ones like a Donald Trump, who feel like they hold enough power and influence that you can't touch them, they'll go ahead and they'll say the racist stuff. But your regular Joe, the dude who works at your job, who knows he can't say it out loud, that's him. That the warden, that's him. That's him. So they developed these terms. Let me let you hear Joanne Reed interviewed Mayor Scott, and Mayor Scott addressed these racist dog whistles and slurs and calling him the DEI mayor and all that stuff. And he well articulated it. I see you, Kaya. Good morning to my grandbaby. And y'all say happy birthday to my other grandbaby, Tyler, my oldest grandbaby. Turned 16 yesterday. 16 years ago, I became a grandfather. And then my kids just went on from there. And in those 16 years, I had one grandchild 16 years ago. And now I have 15 grandchildren. I love every one of them, but my oldest grandbaby Tyler turned 16 on yesterday. Mayor Scott well articulated what they're trying to do and what they're trying to say and what his purpose in life. I'm going to play that for you, and a short clip comes right after that of a message that I preached that talked about basically how they fear strong black men. It's a fear factor for them. I mean, bottom line. Let's hear it.
I know, and we all know, and you
Wait.
very well, that black men and young black men in particular have been the boogeyman for those who are racist and think that only straight, wealthy white men should have a say in anything. We've been the boogeyman from them since the first day they brought us to this country. And what they mean by DEI, in my opinion, is duly elected incumbent. We know what they want to say, but they don't have the courage to say the N-word. And the fact that I don't believe in their untruthful and wrong ideology, and I am very proud of my heritage and who I am and where I come from, scares them. Because me being in my position means that their way of thinking, their way of life, of being comfortable and suffering, and while everyone else suffers, is going to be at risk. And they should be afraid, because that's my purpose in life.
As long as his pants was sagging, they didn't have a problem with him. As long as he was calling women bees and hoes, they didn't have a problem with him. As long as he was running the streets, they weren't worried about him. But the moment he's clothed in his right mind and sitting next to Jesus, all of a sudden they're afraid. Can I tell you, brothers, there's nothing more intimidating to the forces of evil, to the enemy of our soul, to those who are agents against the will of God being done in the earth than when black men are clothed in their right mind and hooked up with Jesus. Y'all scare the hell out of them. Yeah, that's what it is, y'all. Basically, black men like Brandon Scott scare the hell out of racist white men. Because after everything they have said about us, everything they have tried to make the world think that we are, after all of that, they still can't understand how a Brandon Scott winds up being the mayor of a major American city. They still can't understand how, after everything that has been said and done to castigate black men, to keep black men down, after everything that they have yet not been able to keep us locked down. We keep producing Brandon Scotts, okay? You know, we produce Barack Obamas. We produce, you know, LeBron Jameses. We produce billionaire business owners, in spite of everything that this nation tries to do against us, and they can't take it. They can't take it. So that's why they call Brandon Scott a DEI mayor, when probably the most unqualified politician that has ever existed on the American political landscape is the guy that they want to be in the White House again. But they don't have a problem with that. They don't have a problem with that. But the DEI guy is supposed to be the black man. Interesting. And why is that? Why is that? We know why that is. We know why that is. 413-736-2781. 413-736-2781 is the number here. I'm gonna stay safe, Sister Lassiter. Listen, the one thing that's not gonna happen is they catch me slipping. That won't happen. That won't happen. Bottom line is this: they are cowards. That's what they do. They make threats. They call and they anonymously make threats. But like I told the clown who called yesterday, who was I got my phone on Do Not Disturb, but for some reason this call is still coming through. Y'all, I'm on the radio. Stop calling me. I told him, you know, he called out my address, and I know you can do search engines and stuff and find out, you know, people's address and that kind of stuff. I get that. You can do that, but what I told him is, okay, you come by here if you want to, but you won't leave here like you came, in Jesus' name. Ain't nobody playing with y'all. Ain't nobody playing with y'all. Y'all haven't listened to my show, huh?
Y'all haven't heard the part where that little clip that plays every time that says I'm a triple P, a pistol packing preacher. Y'all not the only ones who know how to defend yourselves. Play with me if you want to. Don't let the collar fool you. Don't let the ordination fool you. I'm not that passive turn the cheek preacher. So for you trolls that are up in my space right now, I need y'all to understand that. That ain't me. I ain't the turn the cheek preacher. I'm not the preacher who's gonna be doing an interview with the media talking about how we ought to forgive white supremacists who kill our grandmas and shoot up our churches and stuff. That ain't me. That's not me. I'm the Nat Turner kind of preacher. Yeah, the one who believes that God has given me the right to defend myself, to defend my family, to defend my property. Ain't nobody laying down for y'all. So you mess around and call yourself coming to where my family is. Trust me, you're gonna have a bad day. I promise you, you're gonna have a bad day, and it might be your last day. So like I told the guy yesterday, you can call out my address if you want to. Come on over here. I promise you, you won't leave like you came. Yes, I said it. Yes, I said it. Now y'all can go ahead and send this clip to the presiding bishop. You can send it to whoever you want to send it to. I said what I said. Any man worth his salt is going to defend himself, his family, his property. Ain't nobody laying down for you racists. Y'all looking to go back to the days where black men had to look down and not look you in the eye and say, yes, sir, boss, no, sir, boss. No. Them been gone. Them days been gone. Ain't nobody playing with y'all. (413-736-2781). They got it twisted. They got me messed all the way up. This ain't that. Trust and believe. This is not that. So the dog whistles that they got out there now, let me give you some of them. Let me give you some of them. I'm sure y'all know what they are because y'all hear it. Y'all hear them every day. Y'all hear them every day. Thug. That's code for the N-word. When you hear politicians, and you notice they only use the term thug when black people are involved. Now, when there's sporting events and white college kids go out and tear up property and flip over cars and bust windows and wild out because their team didn't win, you notice they don't never call them thugs. They don't never call them thugs. But if people protesting the extrajudicial murder of a black man bust out a window at Target, you see politicians all over the TV. A bunch of thugs. They mean niggers. Let's make it clear. That's what they mean. That's what they mean. When they say inner city and urban, they mean where N-words live. That's what the code is. Whenever you see that term, or hear them talk. When they talk about law and order, that's what they're talking about, keeping the N words in line. Keeping the N word. They don't talk about law and order. They didn't talk about law and order after January 6th. Bunch of white folks busting into the Capitol, a federal building where the vice president and Congress were, armed, killing folk, maiming folk, defecating and urinating and defacing federal property and all that. You didn't hear him talk about law and order. No. But when some folk broke into a Target, they needed law and order. Not when they broke into the Capitol, into the U.S. Capitol. They need law and order for Target, but not for white folks breaking into the Capitol. Because when they use that term, they talking about you N-words. Trust and believe. That's what they mean. When they talk about welfare queens, even though the majority of people on welfare are white women, they talking about you N-words. These are the code words they use. When they say you people, that mean nigger. When they talk about personal responsibility, that mean nigger. When they talk about handouts and socialism and Marxism, that mean niggas. All of these phrases they use, these are racist dog whistles that they use, particularly during election time, to rile up their base, to say, basically, listen, you got to vote for us to protect us from the N-words. That's what it is. Blicky 356. Let's get you into space. Blicky, you in the building. 413-736-2781 is the number. Come on, Blicky, going once. All right. Let me try again. Let me get somebody else up in here. Don't seem like I can get Blicky in here. So let me get in. Who else is trying to get in here? All right, put your request in, and we will add you as a speaker. We'll get you in here. All right, Blicky, you can now speak. Going once, going twice. All right, 413-736-2781. 413-736-2781. We'll go to the phone lines then. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning, Bishop. I just want to say that those talking points that you were talking about, I was just talking about that yesterday on Twitter, and they had the nerve. I want to read to you what the person said with these talking points that they use.
Go ahead.
Hold on just 1 second. Let me get to the comment. Okay, I got a comment that said, because I wrote, okay, hold on just a minute. Let's see. Give me 1 second, Bishop.
All right.
I want to get that out. Okay, so my initial statement was they always reveal themselves. See how the comment changes once a fellow racist chimes in. I smelled his Willie Lynch stench through the phone when he used white supremacist tagline. And the white supremacist tagline that he used was one guy said, He's young and he's running his city. It's a white guy. It's impressive. I celebrate success. I hope he does good for his city and his people. Then some white man came in saying, running the city into the ground. We're schools in the world. And so then the white boy comes back with, yeah, but Baltimore has been on some street SHIT for a minute. You're right, though. I know nothing of this guy other than his press conference and that he's young and has a powerful position. I don't think you get this without rubbing elbows with some sketchy in the shadows people.
Yeah, so they saying he rubs shadows with sketchy people if he becomes mayor of Baltimore, but they're going to run out and vote for Donald Trump to be president of the United States. And they didn't have this same opinion about mayors of Baltimore that were white. Only when black folks take over the city.
Right, and they acting like this man to get 70% of the vote. It wasn't like he was put in some position; he was voted in.
Exactly. Talking about DEI. How are you a DEI mayor when 70% of the people vote for you? How is that possible?
Well, then that must be Florida's mayor and Texas's mayor and many of these other states' mayors. Then, if that's the case.
Absolutely. Appreciate you, sis.
Thank you.
413-736-2781. 413-736-2781. Yeah, that's how they think. That's their that's their stick. That's their thing. That's as she said, the guy said, I don't really know nothing about this dude. And the guy he was talking to didn't know anything about him either. The only thing he knew about him was he's black. And basically, that was enough for him to say those negative things about him. Because his judgment was not about how he was handling the crisis. That wasn't how he was judging him. He was judging him based on the fact that he was a black man in charge. Period. And he couldn't stand to see this black man coming on TV being in charge. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Hello?
Good morning.
Hi, Papa.
Hey, baby girl.
How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
Good.
What's happening?
We're getting ready to go to the Children's Museum.
Okay. All right. So y'all out of school today?
Yep, we're out of school for the whole week.
Must be nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I love you guys. Where the other girls at?
Love you too. Victoria.
Hey, Katura. How you doing? Okay. Where's my Carmen at?
Good.
Hey, Carmen. Where you at, girl?
Say hi.
Hi, baby.
Hi.
You being a good girl?
Huh?
You being a good girl?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, y'all enjoy the museum today. I love y'all.
Love you too. Yeah. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. Okay, that was my grandbabies from Chicago. I had to take a station identification for that. 413-736-2781 is the number here. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Bishop, I just got to make a comment.
Uh-huh.
That's the best part of your whole show.
It is, isn't it?
I just let you know. Everything you talked about, that's the best part of your show. I love it. Thank you, man.
Yes, sir. 413-736-2781. 5 minutes. I'll take your calls until show close. Don Felton is coming up next with mid-morning jazz and great black music. Let me give you some more of these that they say and what it means. Affirmative action, that's code word. Chicago, that's code word. Detroit, that's code word. Critical race theory, that's code word. When they say woke, that's code word. When they say diversity, equity, and inclusion. That's code word. These are all racist dog whistles. This is what they mean when they use these terms. That's exactly what they're saying. So when they call the mayor of Baltimore the DEI mayor, they're basically saying they have a problem with this N-word being in charge of the city and they don't want to see him on their television. That's what it is. That's what it is. Listen, check me out on Monday. I'll be back. I'm going to update you on the Southwick situation, some other things that are happening. It is the spoken word program on Monday once again. This weekend, if you're looking for a place to worship Resurrection, check us out Saturday in Brattleboro, Vermont, 29 South Street, 9 a.m. That's tomorrow, 9 a.m. And then Sunday, 35 Alden Street at 11 o'clock a.m. We'll be celebrating the resurrection. It's been my pleasure being with you all as always. Coming up next is the one and only Don Felton with Mid-Morning Jazz, great black music, and more. He's going to make it smooth and personal for you. So don't touch the dial. Just keep it locked right here on 90.7 WTCC FM, WTCC FM HD1. Until the next time I talk to you and you talk to me, always remember God loves you, and so do I. Peace and blessings, brothers and sisters.
Good. Inglewood. Purple rain falling down on the prince of the coast where the sun shine all year round. Purple haze over land.
All right, Space. First time with video, so I'm gonna have to go back and check this out. I'll see y'all later.
And love is in need of more. Young from Inglewood, barefoot on the cedar floor. If black music is the blood, then my heart has been beating more. Rapidly, happily, I look back on a Afeni Shakur. Her son paved the way. Now all eyes on me. Cause I'm young, black, and gifted. Nina, all eyes don't see. If you swung back when faced with a challenge that's meant to break you unbalanced scales, you ain't average. Now throw your hands on my green. Gon' put them up. Black magic.
Black excellence.
Black hats.
Black medicine. Everything black.
Black chucks, everything. Everything. Black love, everything.